Hello, gorgeous. How are you? I'm good. How are you?
I am so much better than last week.
I know. You were a bit poorly.
I was a bit poorly last week. I'm really sorry I wasn't. I didn't chat so much and I didn't keep interrupting you.
Well, no, the beginning, but I kept interrupting you though. The beginning you were doing great and then you got a bit quiet.
I started to feel...
It's okay. Lula was a bit poorly.
Yes. Just a little bit. Yeah, no,
It's
I was.
okay.
But it's okay. And we've done our challenge.
I know. Well, so first of all, the sad news is that we tried to submit Lulu for the Sewing Bee Challenge, and it turns out that I was nearly a whole 2 weeks too late.
Next year.
Next year. And there's other craft shows, I'm sure, in the meantime.
I have to say, having now watched a different craft show...
I'm totally in love with Keith. So we've watched an episode of The Great Pottery Throwdown, and I'm so glad we did.
I am too. But I'm just in awe of those people and the colours and the textures.
Mm-hmm.
I have had a go at doing pottery.
As in when it's on a wheel?
On a wheel. I went with my brother-in-law.
How was that?
Scary. So scary, because you literally plop on the wheel and then you've got to centralise it and it's going all over the place. It is much, much harder. And then you've got to put enough water on it because otherwise it dries out. And I got caked with, all the residue of all the clay.
How did Alec do?
Well, better, because he wasn't...
I do want to admit it. I can only imagine how much that wound you up.
It did. I mean, his was a lot thicker than mine, but he was he wasn't in a hurry to do it, and you know me.
No, that you were in a hurry.
I was. I mean, the hair, and he was a tortoise, and I did keep... You know how you... Well, yes. I keep looking over, and I kept going, And she kept saying to him, make it a little thinner, Alec. And I was like, mine's thin, and then I got really conceited, and then I went... So I then had to start again. I know.
Bucket of Doom.
Go on.
Both from the programme, when Keith goes around and gets rid of the things he doesn't approve of.
Yeah. That's really horrid, isn't it?
But I also sort of wanted one.
Did you?
Because there are times when I'm doing something and I think I just need to stop it. And if I throw it in the bucket of doom and it was done, it's gone.
Well, I'm going to be able to show you mine that I've already made, because I've got a sugar bowl and I've got a pinch jug. So I have had a go. I have never thrown pottery.
Yeah. I have done lots of painting pottery, as we discovered last week.
Yes, you have done it. The stolen mug. Dun, dun, dun.
Yes. So, no, done plenty of painting, and I do really enjoy how much that transforms once it's been in the kiln.
It is absolutely mind-blowing, though, when you were watching them paint it and you thought, gosh, the detail, and then they do the final glaze, and then it all goes white, and you think,
oh, God.
I've absolutely no idea what this is now going to look like.
Yeah. Oh, I really enjoyed that. And we do have a confession that we watched the first episode of the most recent series, and then you were desperate to find out who's won, because it is already finished.
Yeah. I was.
So we've also watched the final episode, final 5 minutes.
Yeah. And I did think that they were a duly deserved winner.
Well, this is very sensitive of you not just announcing who it was, just in case.
No, I think you need to. I think you need to be thoughtful.
No, I agree. I thought they deserved their win.
Yeah. No, I did, absolutely. And I did love it. It was great fun. And I nearly fell asleep.
I know. Well, I think that's because your mum, we have been go, 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 go.
I know.
And actually, it was quite a nice change.
For us to get into bed, pull the duvet, cup of tea. Yeah, it was lovely. And I felt my head every so often, but I was also transfixed by wanting to know who was going to go out. I sort of I loved it.
Oh, I'm glad.
Thank you. That was a really nice challenge, actually.
Sometimes.
I didn't feel the pressure.
Yeah.
That I had to, oh my gosh, I've only got a week to do it, and then I'm away at the weekend, and then I'm...
And we could actually do it together, or we had to do it together.
Yeah.
I agree. Not a bad thing to take a pause sometimes.
Yes. I think we could do that again.
Well, we'll see what comes up this week.
Oh, yes,
See if we can
yes,
make an
yes.
equally
Oh,
calm
yes.
challenge. Okay, I'm going for it. And
Go on.
one moment, please. And today's topic is not chocolate.
Oh.
Drinking!
Well, Daisy will be able to do the entire podcast.
Is it going to be another one where I have a big smell?
Oh, that's hilarious. But actually, it doesn't say drinking alcohol.
No, because I didn't want it to be drinking alcohol.
Yes.
I wanted it to be
Crafting
Open.
and drinking. Yeah. Well, I make a mean hot chocolate and chocolate milkshakes, and because I have my most amazing machine that makes smoothies.
Oh, the Vitamix.
The Vitamix. Well, I don't know if we were able to name it, but anyway, yes, we've named it now. So the Vitamix, I love it. And in the summer, I just chuck everything in it.
Yeah.
And go for it. So that's still drinking.
Setting my... Do you know what? Actually, listening to you talk about all those different things you drink has made me realise quite how often, before I start a craft, having a drink ready and raring, whatever the season, whatever the time of year, is actually part of my process.
Oh.
No, but so if you think in the summer, we quite often make a smoothie.
Yeah.
Or like a crushed ice concoction.
Mm-hmm.
Always love a cup of tea.
I was going to say, how do we start our day? Sometimes you arrive, you rock
Coffee.
up. Exactly. And I say, what do you fancy?
Yeah. There's something about, and I think we've had this discussion before, crafting and eating, and you discussed putting forward a picnic or something, so something you could snack on. And I said, oh no, what about the fingers? The thing with drinking is it's in a cup. You're not usually getting mucky when you have it. It's quite a safe...
But do you know what I like doing when I'm drinking a cold drink? I like a straw. Because I can then, so say I have my mug here, my glass here, I can literally go, and I don't have to tip it, and I can literally go to the table and go, and then I don't have to worry about it. So I love a straw with a cold drink.
I think that's actually quite a top tip there. Lulu's top tip of today's episode
Have a straw.
Have a straw.
No, but I do, because, and also, you know the drinking containers you have?
Yeah.
Now, there are different drinking containers. So you can have the ones, again, that can go on the side and you... Mm-hmm. Or you have the ones you have to pick up and... Oh, yes, okay. I know what you're going to say.
So, I mean, we've dived right into literally drinking whilst we craft. I did have a situation this weekend at the craft show when I was doing a workshop.
Oh, yes, you did. What did you do? I wonder whether this person is watching.
If you are watching, thank you for being so lovely during the incident.
Ding, ding, ding.
No, it wasn't even that bad, and it could have been so much worse.
It could have been a lot worse.
I had my bottle of water in my nook, and I'd been having a drink because I taught 4 workshops back to back.
I know you did. You were mad.
So I had my drink in my nook, and I really stupidly didn't close the lid, and so you can all guess what happened next. Well, I leant down to have a look at this lady's felt work, and out my water thrust on her.
I know.
She was so kind about the whole thing, and we all laughed and said, thank goodness it was only water, not coffee or tea or something. It went all over her work, all over the table. It really went everywhere.
It did. It went absolutely everywhere.
I know, and had it been one of those sensible sippers, it would have been fine, but it had a big opening where you drink. I know.
You needed a sensible sipper.
I know.
A Tommy Tipper cup.
Like
so if you'd spilt
yes.
it wouldn't have spilt on the table.
That is exactly what I needed.
Maybe I'm going to get you those for when you're crafting.
A Tommy Tipper.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, but it's true. But drinking. Now, what is really interesting about drinking? I'm excited because I have different drinks for different crafts. So
no, you don't.
Yes, I absolutely do.
You're joking.
No. So if I was to go upstairs and I think, right, I'm going to do some sewing,
right,
I would not take a cup of tea up, a hot cup of tea, because the minute I start, I forget all about it. But I would take a fruit tea, like a peppermint tea or fruit tea, because I can start with it warm, and then I like them when they're cold.
Okay.
So I would not take a beverage that was hot that I like to drink hot, because I get so engrossed in the activity that I forget.
You do. This is very true. I thought you were going to say I won't take a cup of tea up because my machine is whizzing so fast and it's shaking that the tea will go everywhere, so it needs to be in a bottle.
No, it's because I just get so distracted. So distracted. And when I am, and the people are going to laugh here, when I am needle felting,
Yes.
I want something that's actually going to float my mojo and just get me. So I do want a hot chocolate when I'm doing that.
Okay.
Because I find it more stressful, because for me, it's not my natural craft.
No, that's fair.
I want a sort of comfort drink. So I like the hot chocolate
But
when I'm needle crafting.
And what have we learnt? When you're needle felting with a drink, it's really important that your cup has a lid on it. Because those fibres...
Yes, they do get in them.
They do get in them.
They do get...
So if you've got those cups that sometimes have little ceramic dishes that go on the top...
they're really, really good.
Or if you put it into like a flask or something...
Yeah.
That's quite good.
Yeah.
Just to...
I know, I've done that when I've rolled all the wool and then I've looked and there's this floating layer of fibres on the top. So no, that's not good.
Whenever I do workshops, if the tables aren't really sturdy when they're needle felting, when they all start going, it really shakes the tables and it quite often causes a bit of spillage if it's a full... Don't have a full cup.
No.
Crafting.
No, I absolutely agree. So if you were going to have a little cocktail, because I know you're slightly partial to a little cocktail, what would you have?
No, not a no. But
I'm thinking, when have you said no to a cocktail?
No, I think what you have to be really careful of when crafting and drinking alcohol. Yes. So needle felting and drinking can start to get a little dangerous because there's sharp objects.
But I know you and a certain other lady needle felter were quite partial to some cherry brandy.
Yes.
And there was a lot of giggling and giddiness.
But we tend to wait until after we finish the crafting and the needle felting before we start with the cherry brandy.
Yeah. Oh, even I like the smell of it. I know I couldn't drink it, but I did love the smell of that.
When I wrote this as a topic, what I was thinking of...
Oh, how interesting. I dived straight in with drinking.
I think it is really valid. I think it's a really valid topic.
Yeah.
And the route that you went down. But what I was thinking of was things that people do with... The first thing that came to my mind was bottles.
Oh, okay. Yes, because they do a lot of things with bottles, with lights and decoupaging.
Yes.
Ah,
exactly.
I wasn't even thinking of that.
No, I know you weren't. But no, they're taking napkins and peeling apart the layers so you've only got the designed side and decoupaging that onto bottles. You see all over.
Angie does that.
I know.
And when I first saw it done, Angie had done it when it was at Claire's Craft Creates in Horncastle. Bless her, she showed me how to do it.
Enlighten me, because I've never actually done it, but I've always wanted to.
Yes, so you're having to peel the layers so you have a napkin and you sort of break it up into, you can either do it as a full piece, but I think
do you snip it or do you tear it? Okay.
And then you have this very thin layer of napkin and you dip it into your mixture of
Mod Podge.
I knew it was something like that. And then you pop it on the bottle.
So it's like a PVA?
Yeah, like a PVA glue. And it's lovely. It's very, very therapeutic to do.
The bottles I've seen look stunning.
They do.
Absolutely stunning.
And then people put lights in them. Or they fill them with sand and then they put a few other bits of things in them.
Have you seen when people do the sand art in their bottles?
I know how
so
do
different
they do that?
colour, and it's all about the layers.
Yeah.
You do different layers of coloured sand and then you can use your spoon to push down the sand or scoop it up into like a little mound so that then as you layer it up, you create these shapes and these bits of definition. It's amazing. It's truly, truly amazing. I've never done it, but it looks incredible. Do you know the one I'm on about?
I do know.
Okay.
I do know, absolutely. You know, I have got 2 miniature bottles downstairs.
Yeah. So
maybe our challenge this week is to decorate it in some form. It could be however we wanted to decorate it.
Oh no, I'd like to do that.
Okay.
I'm a sucker for bottles all around my house because we quite often have a special
No, but I've got
bottle.
the mini bottles, so I'm going to give you a mini bottle.
No, that sounds great.
So we'll have a mini bottle each.
So at home, I've got bottles all around the house. I've got bottles that I've done sort of like wax art on.
Oh.
Yeah, that was interesting. Yeah, so if you drip, especially different coloured wax, drip wax onto the bottles, you can then, while it's warm, shape it to decide how it...
I'm too busy picking the wax off because I love hot wax. Oh, I love a bit of hot wax and dipping my finger on the top of the candle and Oh, I find that really quite therapeutic.
I mean, whenever you go to those restaurants and they've got bottles with candles in them, how could you not pick it off? They're crying out to be picked off, those drips.
100%.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Ooh. And then I've
Mm.
got bottles in my garden that are our citronella burners.
Of course you have.
So Chris bought from Amazon the bottleneck holders. They're sort of like a metal rod,
on an arm,
and then they clip around the neck of the bottle, and then you screw them into your wall, and inside is a wick, and you put your citronella in and you burn it. It looks really nice, and if you've got coloured bottles, it looks really beautiful.
Oh, Joanna really loves her coloured bottles.
We're actually halfway through. We've done the neck part for her because she's given us 2 bottles to do for her. I just need to get some citronella and then they're ready to go.
So can you buy that online, the citronella? Oh, okay. I did wonder where you get that from. But that's really interesting because as soon as I saw the drinking, I was assuming
what you were literally drinking.
I took it literally what you were drinking.
Well, if you want to get, I was going to say pretentious, but I don't mean pretentious. If you want to get really into it, cocktail making is a sort of craft.
It is not. It is not, because particularly the ones that start with a sort of, well, have red at the bottom and then orange and then yellow. What are they called? Sunrise?
Yeah, like a tequila sunrise. Yes. And you see the different colours.
Yes. Oh, I mean, that is an art. Tequila sunrise.
And they pour it over the spoon to get the way that it displaces. I don't know if that's the right word. Yeah, so you pour your liquid over a spoon if you want to get it to settle on the top rather than plunging down to the bottom.
A bit like an Irish coffee.
A little bit like an Irish coffee. Oh, yeah, cocktail. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Have you seen those machines? I want to say they're in Ireland, but where your Guinness, you take a photo and then they laser a picture of your face onto the head of your Guinness. Oh, they're amazing. That's technology, but still.
That is really very, very clever.
It's very clever. I think it started out with them, people would like draw their name and then they'd laser that on. And now the technology has got so advanced.
But actually it's also a bit like those stencils that people do with drinking.
Yeah.
And they put a stencil over their drinks.
Oh my gosh, you know what's a real craft art? Is latte art.
What's latte art?
You know coffee. Oh, mummy, you know. The coffee art, where the way they pour the milk into your coffee, they make all these amazing designs. And I must have shown you.
I've never done one. Have you?
I've tried and I'm absolutely useless. I went for breakfast with my dad down in, where is he now? Guildford. There's this amazing coffee place. We went for breakfast and I have a picture. I took a picture of it because it was a bear.
What?
And it's all to do with how you pour the milk in. It's not sprinkled on top. It's all to do with how you pour the milk in.
But because we don't do regular milk, we do oat milk.
You could do it with alternative milk too.
Oh, can you?
Yeah, mine was an oat milk cappuccino latte.
Oh, because I've always assumed, because we don't do the regular milk, that actually, because you wouldn't have the froth on the top as much.
Well, you think how amazing the barista oat milk now is.
Oh, that's
it really does a fantastic job. It's never the same.
Oh, I want to go and play and try and do a...
Oh, they tried to teach me when I was waitressing in Australia, and I could not get the hang of it. Even something really simple, I couldn't get the hang of it.
I know a certain lady in Australia, the lovely Bex,
who definitely
does. I need to set her a challenge and say I need her to make me a fancy pants one.
A fancy pants one.
Oh.
It's harder than it looks.
Is it?
Yeah, oh yeah, because you have to get the
do you
milk
have to hold the mug in a certain way?
It's partly to do with the angle you put your mug in. It's partly to do with the quality of the coffee with the cream on top. It's partly the crema. It's partly to do with the milk and how
temperature.
Yeah, like temperature and the froth and getting it to the right consistency. Because you can't have it too thick, but it can't be too thin.
So that's a craft.
That is that's full craftsmanship.
That's really interesting that the drinking and crafting and drinking, there is actually so much to talk about.
I was worried because I thought I've already used my paint your mug story. We've already discussed my drinks cabinet. And I thought, well, that's 2 different drinks already out the window.
Okay. No, but we can talk about drinking because it just really... Go on.
No, I was going to say, another thing people do, they decorate glasses, not just the bottles.
Oh,
with those 3D pens.
Yes.
And then the paint. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do know.
Yeah. Oh. You see those on a lot of stalls at craft fairs.
Yeah, you do actually.
Especially if people are trying to celebrate anniversaries and things. They
do names. Sometimes they do. The hot glue gun one as well.
Hot glue gun?
Have you ever hot glue gunned?
On a
on a glass?
No.
Oh.
I'd be too scared it would break.
No, it doesn't.
Oh.
Except now I'm a bit upset because I'm thinking that our little miniature bottles aren't going to be big enough for the big
hot glue gun. Depends how chunky your design is. Are you talking about like literally the hot glue gun straight on to do a?
You do, yes. You can do different designs, and then you can do glass paint in the. Oh.
Do you know how you're already going to design your bottle?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, I'm going to have a little. Are we doing it for each other?
Yes. Yeah. Let's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can do it, and actually we could do it together because then we can do a bit of a. What are you doing?
Little inspection.
Yes.
Of what each
yeah, because I think
doing.
it's nicer. Because sometimes when I go away and do a craft on my own, I'm also thinking, is this just a load of rubbish or is this okay? And I have a mixture. Some are great and some are not so good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
No, fair
I
enough.
have a bit of mixture. Oh, no, seriously. I mean, there are so many things with the drinking thing.
The thing is, well, I just think crafting is a very versatile subject, personally.
And it is. And when you think of your wheel and how many letters and words and things you've actually got on there, that it blows my mind. Absolutely blows my mind. Oh, no, my mind is buzzing now with all the things I want to...
Set your ADHD off.
It is. I'm going... 100%.
Can you do felting? Other than we've discussed what kind of drink to do in your felting, can you bring felting into drinks?
Yes, you can. We did a video on drinking milk in felting.
Oh, yes. Well, I've done that more for like fun reels where I've made the felt look like a Guinness.
Yeah, a Guinness, and then we did the milk. So we have actually used felting as a drinking.
But I was wondering whether there's a felt craft, like, I think where my brain's just gone to is a like a sleeve for your hot drink. To make a little felt sleeve.
You could do.
I'm sure they must have done things like that. Because that's quite a good one for holding hot things. Putting a felt sleeve around your drink.
Yes, because what you could do next time you go to one of these larger coffee shops, you could get one of the holders and use it as a template. I've got one. George gave me one. Gave me a little holder with my name on it. So we can use that as a template. No, but I could felt one.
Well.
Yeah, what does that sound like?
That sounds all right.
Yeah, I like that idea.
That sounds all right.
Because that could be quite nice, actually, couldn't it?
I'm slightly returning back now to actual drinks. My favourite thing to do with drinks, especially because we've got into the habit when it's the girls' birthdays of doing a fancy mocktail.
Oh, that's a really nice idea.
So sometimes the big one will have found recipes on Pinterest, and whether that's the literal fruit, maybe like the melon or pineapple or something's been hollowed out and we put the drink in there, or sometimes, which we did actually with the pineapple, that was quite fun. But for me, it's also the garnish. So I love those little umbrellas.
Oh, they're so cute.
And doing little fruit cocktail sticks.
Yeah.
Oh, and you know something else recently someone made for a hen do I went to? Little, how to describe them? They looked like hoop earrings and they had beads on them, and then there's a little plaque and you put them around the base of your wine glass or champagne glass and it has your name on it. So when you're in a room with lots and lots of people drinking...
They are very clever.
It helps you identify that that's...
your glass.
Yeah. No, rather than forever saying, is this mine?
Well, at that point, you don't actually care, you just drink.
Well, I mean...
Or if you're like me, you go, alcohol.
It didn't have to be alcoholic drinking.
No.
It really didn't.
No. I remember Dad used to scoop out a watermelon and we would do a big sort of fun drink in it and would...
George has done the thing where you put vodka into the melon, you let it soak into the flesh.
Yeah.
And I can't actually remember how it went, whether it sort of disintegrated the fruit or not, but he's tried that before as well.
Oh. No, I've done it when you've scooped it out.
And then filled it.
Yeah.
He's done that with all sorts. Coconuts. Coconuts is a good one.
Yeah, that's true.
They're very handy.
And you can reuse them.
Well, exactly. And then they biodegrade down when you're finished with them.
Yes, so how good are we at being environmentally friendly?
Yeah.
I love it. Oh. So do we have to end here now? I suppose we do.
Oh, I think we should, really.
Okay.
So the challenge is to decorate the 2 little mini bottles.
Yep.
That we're going to give to each other in whichever way you want to do.
Yep.
Super. And I think we should have a hot chocolate or something while we do it.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I love that idea.
That'd be really nice.
Yeah.
Right, darling. Well,
Okay.
till next week.
Till next week.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. See you then.
Ba 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 ba.